Is the pronunciation of the French letters the same in Quebec and in France? The quick answer is yes, except for one letter. Stay tuned if you want to know how to pronounce every letter in French, how goes the alphabet song in that language, and which letter is pronounced differently in Quebec and in France. Hello everyone, my name is Geneviève, and on this channel I teach you all there is to know about Quebec's French and culture, so make sure to subscribe if you're into that. Okay, let's dive in the pronunciation of the French letters. We'll start with the vowels. A, very open, not much to say about it. A. Next vowel is the E. That's a very neutral sound. My muscles are relaxed, slight projection of the lips. You have a very close sound in English. It would be like when you don't know what to say, so you just need to structure it a bit more with the slight projection and you'll get it, the E. Our third vowel is the E, so it's the same as the double E sound in English, E, but it's shorter in French, E. Next one is the O, very round, O. Our last vowel can be a bit tricky because the sound doesn't exist in English. It exists in other languages such as German, for example. So it's the U. It's not that hard to pronounce per se. The tricky part is to understand what's going on inside your mouth. So we're gonna start with a E, and then without changing anything inside your mouth, your tongue doesn't move, anything doesn't move, we go from E, and we'll project the lips. E, and then you want to take it very tiny, tight, and upward. E, you want to make it as small as possible and lift it up. E, let me know in the comments if you did get the sound right with that technique. Next, we have the consonants. For the name of some consonants, we'll add the sound E after the sound the letter makes. So for example, we have the B letter, which gives us a B sound, and I'm gonna add the A sound afterwards. B. Same principle here with C, and D. For some other consonants, we'll add the E sound a bit more open before the sound of the actual consonant. So for example, we have F. Now here's a tip on French orthograph. Notice that we don't pronounce the final E. F, it's not F. Now, this F is not a real word, it's just the spelling of the letter's name. But you'll see what I mean in fait, fête, done, masculine and feminine forms. Grand, grande, tall, masculine and feminine forms. Le galop, il galope. The gallop, the noun, and he gallops, the verb. The last sound we hear is the consonant and not the final E. The final E is there just to indicate that the consonant before is actually pronounced. Moving on with our consonants, we have G. The next one is a bit particular. We call it H. And in French, we never, ever pronounce the H. The next letter is G. Careful English speaker, it's not G. So you have to take out the D sound at the beginning. It's not G, it's just J. And in French and English, G, J, they're kind of the opposite. That was my trick when I learned English at school to remember them. They're the opposite. Next letter is not often used in French. It's letter K. But we needed an exception, right? So instead of K, we say K with the A vowel. Next one, L, M, N. Then we have P. Next consonant, Q. A little trick. In French, the Q letter is not used by itself except for the words coq and cinq. So these are the two exceptions where you're going to see the letter Q on its own. Usually it's paired with the letter U. So Q and U go together. Q et U vont ensemble to make the sound que, like qui, que, quoi, all the question words. Question. Now we have the tricky R, which is not that difficult. It's just that a lot of learners tend to overthink it, I think. So the modern French R is not that strong anymore. It's not like Edith Piaf.
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien.
It is much closer to the H sound in English. Mère, retour, programme. It's very soft. I have a bunch of exercises to help you get that sound in my complete Quebec French pronunciation course. Link is up here. Moving on. Next we have S, T, V. And for the next letter, it has a peculiar name, so it's called W, which means double V. It's literally two V's put together. Next one in line is the X. Very similar to English, but E instead of X. X. The name of the next one literally means Greek I. Un I grec. That letter sometimes acts as a consonant, like in yogurt, yo-yo, yak. But in some words, it acts as a vowel, and then it makes exactly the same sound as the I, like in psychologue, pays. And lastly, we have Z. Okay, now that we know how to pronounce every letter, we are able to sing the alphabet song. In French, it's the same melody that in English. It's the classical "À vous dirai-je maman," so the same melody. But just before we get into the song, let's rehearse the tricky part, the fast part. So it's gonna be L, M, N, O, P. L, M, N, O, P. L, M, N, O, P. Okay, that's the only tough part. Now we can go on with the song. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Maintenant je les connais, toutes les lettres de l'alphabet. That last little phrase will vary immensely from one family to another. When I was a kid, we used to say Je connais toutes mes lettres et je suis bien content. So I know all my letters and I'm very happy. Something like that. But I preferred that version that I found. Quick thank you to my patrons, les déneigeurs, without whose support I couldn't be offering you guys free content every month. So thank you, les déneigeurs. And now, which letter would be pronounced differently in Quebec and in France? Roulement de tambour. It's the
R.
R. So you see in France, R, it is more stable. And in Quebec, we're gonna do what we call a diphthong in linguistics. It's R. The vowel starts more open and it will get a bit smaller. R. We change the sound as we pronounce it. It's less stable. R. That's the only difference. The rest is exactly the same. If you ever need to see those explanations written down, make sure to visit my blog in the first comment pinned below. And if you want to know 5 must-learn words in French Québécois, there it is, the next video I suggest you. Okay, thanks everyone for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye!